What's up, I am Triceratops, and today we are playing the Beginner's Guide. Let's begin the game. Great sound already, by the way. Just right in the title screen. Make sure audio is on. It is. Oh, it certainly is. Alright. Cool. So this game touches on...
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. So, before people start talking again, this game's supposed to be a bit of a journey. Yeah, an experience. There's a fly. And it might have some touchy subjects. So.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
Oh my gosh.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Crouch ability.
You can click to fire the gun.
No. There's no reason to...
Security code breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Where's the life?
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this road.
That is kind of funny that you can see the bottom of the sandbox, whatever. It's pretty cool. Let's see, can I go in here? No. Be this way. Cool. Ooh.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No! Oh man, I was almost there. I could feel it.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Maybe, but I haven't seen anybody. I don't know if anybody's around. Why would I sacrifice myself for a computer robot voice? Maybe it's a trap. I'll do it. Whoop! Oh! Gosh.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. Boop. Oh. Crap. Oh my gosh, you see that? I was on the last little bit.
The beam causes you to start floating.
Oh my gosh, I almost
and this is an
did
important
it the first
moment
try.
Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
That dog. Oh, I can't move. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Alright. This would be a terrible horror game. Oh, but the future.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
She stops and looks, it becomes clearer. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
November 2008. I walk forward this time. Alright. You are now entering. I can only go down this path. I can't move at all. Like I can't go side to side or anything.
And that's it. Okay,
Oh.
the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
I'm gonna need to know what makes that one interesting.
Oftentimes,
Nonsense
Coda
is
would put
nearly
bizarre
every
titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Oh gosh, I'm slowing down. Is there something behind me?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Could I make it if I didn't do it? Oh well, I'll just do it. Oh. Ooh, it's pretty. Stand on X staring at a bear for 3 hours. Construct a wall. The wall is destroyed. You are given a medal. Live on a boat. Take orders from the captain. The captain is always wrong.
Nice.
That sounds good.
And filled with little ideas for games.
You walk around taking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams. Talking people down from pursuing their hopes and dreams.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Series of lavish manuals come with the game giving you incorrect instructions on how to play that. Oh. Ready, set, fish. Alright, let's get to it. Let's fish. There's no fishing. There better be a fish down here. Where are you, fish? There's some really cool ideas for games, actually. Little troll games, but still really kind of cool.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Ooh, this is creepy with the fog. Ugh.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
It's kind of weird that there's a thing on the door.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room. How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Well, there was that one idea for a game where one game opens a door in a different game. Maybe that's how that was supposed to end up being. You are now exiting.
Aha. So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Kind of seems like he was just trying to construct a couple games, learning how to make them and stuff, and add levels to each other. Great and lovely descent. Awesome. Whew, gosh. Bit disorientating already. Okay. It's a nice house.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Pretty.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh, crap. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm dead. Whoa, okay. I lived. I made it. I'm alive. Vertigo. A little bit of vertigo. My dog is just going crazy behind me. He's playing with his tail or something. Hope that doesn't pick up too much on my mic. That would suck. Whoop! No, I want to go that way. Fine. I'll go this way. No, I don't want to go in a jail cell. Fine.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you. Oh.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Wish I could hear Coda's side of the story, dude. Dude, this is a really cool design, though. I like that. I don't know how game developing actually works, or if, you know, when you're using engines, but what are you even doing? Yeah, I don't know, like, these are all just like pre-made structures that you're just able to put down, or how long it takes to do that kind of stuff, but it looks really nice.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's a nice walking simulator kind of game. If it was like, if there were interactions and stuff, it'd be really nice. Oh no, dude, no, dog, go away. Go away, dog.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
This is important that you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors. Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. Huh. Oh, again, perfect. Now, please tell us how did you solve it. I don't remember. Didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm just trying to remember, but I can't. Oh. You didn't solve it? So you have learned nothing. Cannot help us escape this prison. You are not the one I need. Surely there will be someone else. Okay. Bye. How did you get here? Is there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes. Do you want to know how you solve it? I've been right here this entire time. Oh no, we actually find the black space between the doors far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Yeah, this is don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Okay. The black space has like weird clouds and stuff in it. It's really odd. Wow.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Sheesh. Hasn't felt like that. No wonder my dog's going all crazy.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
All right. April 2009. The game is connected to the internet. What? As you walk around, you can leave notes. Ooh, like Dark Souls. Or whatever. Read notes left by other players. Alright. What's up? What did you say? Nice room. Not. Don't know. I kinda like it. Whatever, jerk.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me, that I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Wow. I saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you that it was the most majestic thing I have ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be as majestic as that. Never want to see again if nothing will ever be as beautiful again. I'm crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. It's a bit extreme. Bit extreme. Aggressiveness. The shit is this cavern? I don't know. Don't know, bruh. Boring. I can assure you, you're guaranteed that there's an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Nice. Okay. I'll look for an acorn. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. I refuse to believe. Butt-ass butt. I need to go to the freaking bathroom. Recognize me, please. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. Free t-shirts! I need another side door. Why are you so? My game includes door. Cannot open door, thanks. Open sesame. Door now open. Okay. Oh. Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. New room! You hear the chimes? They keep on going, don't they? Okay. Whoops. It's a cool painting thing. Take my hand, let's jump together. I can't jump. What is that painting? I don't know. Very good game. Thank you. It's not my game. But hey, I'm the one that read it. What is this note? Why is this a note? But listen to the other notes. The other notes are a lie. I'm not safe. Well, somebody should call this person some help. Yeah? Yeah. Should do that. Does it permanently turn white? Stop faking it. Yeah. Painting, what does it mean? Whoever made this has issues. Who are all of you? I don't want to read anymore. It's gonna take forever. I'm gonna just keep on going this way. Must be a reason for it, though. Maybe. Can't just jump straight down.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
I don't like the sound of this anymore. It sounds a little too extreme. How do you leave notes? Right at the end. I love that. It's really kind of creepy. Are you there? Please say something. Be anything, I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak! 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 Repeating. May through June 2009. Porn stars die
Okay,
too.
this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
What was that? It's kind of like The Ring. It's making me think of the well in The Ring. Kind of. Maybe there's something over there. Oh, this was a door. I didn't notice that. My bad. Liking this. Not liking my dog right now. My dog's being a jerk. Hyperactive little dude. Just sleep, man. Just sleep. Oh, well, crap.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Alright. No furniture. No way out. I'm sure I ought to get it center of the room. TV with surround sound, put a giant hole in the ground. Refrigerator. Boom. Giant hole in the ground. Yeah. Along the wall of the room, put a huge picture of a horse. I'd really like a washing machine. 10 stove lined up against. Let's do a picture of a horse. Okay. Light up this room a bit. Skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. At least try LED ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. I have Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah, I like A. I ain't one. What happened? Oh, and a table. You need a table. I'm pretty sure none of my choices make a difference. Tables were invented in 1935. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true. That's how I'm going to answer it. Whoa, okay.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
It's a maze. It's cool.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to escape the prison. Follow instructions carefully. Boop. The left sofa. Touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Start. Take it back to your prison. Okay. Not really sure what's going on here, but whatever.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it.
That's why you keep going.
And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
That's how it works.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Just ready for a jump scare. Like, ah! Oh, man. What's up with this? There's the light. Don't like the sound. Whoa! That scared me a little bit. Okay, what's going on? Hello? Who's there? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison. You're me? Okay. So, you were trapped in this prison too? Yep. I was in the furniture maze.
It's a conversation.
That's where I am right now.
And so
Oh, I'm
this
so
is
glad
what
to know that
Coda
I get
wants,
out
is to be able
eventually.
to talk to someone,
Where is it
to
takes-
share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Something about it I felt good about. Being here sucks. True, maybe I only like things once I don't have them anymore. Comfortable, I knew its limits, I knew my place. You don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? Sorry, it's the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing keeping me going. Besides, it doesn't really do it justice. Exactly. There's something to care about. Something to look forward to. I always had something like here, just do with the something to look forward to. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No. Then can you tell me how to get out? And I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, you have to do is be sincere. You need to tell me how you feel right now. Get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? So you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. Yeah, I feel afraid that nothing will ever change. Go on.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009. It's been 2009.
So what would
for a
it
long
look
time.
like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Ooh. It's actually really cool. It's creepy though.
To me, this
Like,
environment
most of
is
these are
meant to
creepy.
represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Oh. Clean. With a star house all by myself, my miserable that would be. Ruin knows lonesome hands make lousy homes. Don't worry about me. A place this size, I'll
You'll
be glad
notice
to
that
stay
the
here all
quality
night.
of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on.
Well,
From
hey,
here
this
on out,
might
he
be
begins
getting
putting
ahead
much
of
more
yourself
effort
there,
into the
no?
visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I really like the music in this right now. Really like this music right now. It's really I really like this house too. Oh my gosh, I would love this house. This is amazing. It's so open and just I love that. Look at that. Look at that window. I mean, it's a private area, so it doesn't even matter. That is awesome. I like this. Drew me a long time, particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did clean. Speaking of demons, someone put the couch in a mess. Ain't ready to face some demons. Universal inside. You okay with that? No, I'll try to get that. Okay, especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come? Okay. It's fast. Tub. Alright. Scared of war in the bedroom.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was, like, grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Kind of giving me some different feelings. It's weird.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
This is a really nice feel right now. The music and the...
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive. Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items
This
you
one
love,
gets a
November's
bit
only
goofy.
prices. So, I'm not reading all of this because I guess you can read it if you want to. I don't know, it's just so much to read. I don't know when the dude's gonna start talking again. Whoops. Perfection is within your grasp. The question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. This is so easy.
About halfway through the game,
easy.
the perspective shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. Woo! This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
wanna go. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. It's coming for you, it's going to destroy you.
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To
Hey, there's a person
assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
It's a good one.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh, yes. Places, please. In the scene, you will be playing as me. Gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. Across the room, chair is professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello, that's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Super scared right now. Here are all my hopes and dreams. No, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew that I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. I might say you need a better feel of the setting. There's not a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Now, talk to her again. You must have worked really hard to get to where you are. She learned to lean into the pain. You must have worked really hard to get to where you are. You're messing it up again. I'm sorry. Sorry. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity. Everybody was writing on this. Everything. Okay. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Okay. I'll go to this thing. I really like the light glare. It's not cool, dudes. Hey, you're supposed to let me out of here. It's not nice. It's not nice. I'm going this way. I don't even care what you guys. You guys don't even know. I'm a freaking awesome actor. Oh gosh. Yes. Now this is working.
The game ends with this eerie
like.
premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do?
Creepy.
After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
5 months. Nice. June 2010. I think this guy's reading a little too much into these games. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eye closed. Click to begin the game. I'm not closing my eyes. Whoa! Oh, I can't see anything. What's going on? Can't see anything. What's going on? Can't die like this. I don't want to die like this. I can't see anything. What are you doing, Crash? Oh gosh, please someone talk to me. Please don't let this be forever. It's a door, guys, it's a door, it's just a door! Fudge. What's going on? Help, come on.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Tell me how to solve this. There's not a solution. There's not a solution. There's definitely not a solution. Captain, what can we do? What's going on? Trying to find the shields. Tell me how to solve this. Can't you do so? Oh, hey, there's a way up here. Hey, let me talk to you. Darn it. The only way to stop speak something that is honest. Person with creative energy. I can't keep making these. Work is always fun. Help! I'm blind. Can't keep making these. Oh no. Can't see anything. I want to stop speak something that is honest. Bursting with creative energy. Oh no, that isn't truthful. Well, I'm gonna die. Oh man. What should I do? I can't see anything. What am I supposed to do? My work is always fun. No, that isn't truthful. I screwed up. I screwed up. I screwed up. No! I pushed the wrong button. No! Stop it! Don't do it. Go, no, go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away.
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed to do this. On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level. You have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing there, and then select dialogue option number 2. Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way. His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
That one was a definitely something that sounds like a cry for help. That was. Oh, where am I? What is this? Woo! Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I am lost. Very lost. Completely out of ideas. Oh no. What happened? Did something change? The machine that kept me going and it stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash. Seeing this game at the time that he made it
Sound is
really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rocked. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
That was the prison
But
room.
it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
The machine. Man, I'm glad to see you've arrived today. You've captured the machine, it's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Tend to be quick. Very good. Why is my dog being such a jerk? Shut up! It calls itself Coda. The machine calls itself Coda. Press, press, press. No, sit down. Sit down. Your name's not Coda. Hardly even close to Coda. That doesn't even make sense.
And of course, it's the machine.
Oh, I pushed the wrong button. weird water noises. To admit, this game does not have a good gun feel, but in a way it does. It's kind of weird.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
He doesn't want to be shared. Oh no, not this room! I'm just holding him down, I'm just doing it. This room with all the cool ideas. I really like the idea of following instructions from a captain that
so I started showing Coda's work
wrong
to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of. Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June 2011. The Tower. I feel like it's not right for him to show everybody, like, I mean, if this is all real, I don't know. He has to have got permission.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
I don't like the noise. Noise is creepy. Noise is creepy. I'm now using headphones on my games. Whew, man. Noise
This
really
room
matters.
actually has a maze in it.
No. Ah!
Except that
Fudge!
all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Alright. I don't like the noise. Sheesh. The noise is not cool. It's like a person being killed in the background. That dog messing
And
with
to
my
be
green
fair,
screen.
it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
1 5 1 6. Whoops. $15, $16, $17. Whoops. Crap. Oh no! Oh goodness. Wait. Oops. Of course I did that. Of course I did that. 15, 16, 17. Alright. Oh. That's kind of cool. Creepy.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I think it was really
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up? I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable. And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Not really sure what to say about that.
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay. more love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
I liked that. That was pretty cool.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
That's what I think. I think the dude just liked making prisons.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Well, definitely wasn't his games to share, but would you call it a shitty person? No. It's just everybody wants to try to do the right thing or whatever they think is the right thing at the time.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now?
I really like the feel of this.
I think
area.
I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Beautiful script that this guy made, I think. I mean, I have to imagine that it's a script. I hope it is. I mean, obviously is, but I mean, I hope that it's not actually inspired by true things, you know? I mean, or possibly inspired, you know? Not actually based off of, though, because that really suck. So, made it this far into my video, thank you so much. It's really cool. I mean, it's been an hour and a half almost. It's a long time. It's a long time. There's no way anybody's still watching this, actually. Thinking about it, there's just no way. If there is, holy crap, thank you. Although this has probably been a crap video because of my dog. Oh, there's a symbol. Remember the beginning of the game? where I had to jump into that stream of stuff, that beam. I floated. I'm gonna float. We already know it. I'm gonna start floating. See how big of a map this is. Holy crap. Oh. It's not the same map. Just imagine going through this maze. I'll admit it would have to be really fun to solve. Oh gosh, it would be so cool. Try to solve. Wow. Just take a picture right there. Let's try to get to the top left of the screen right now. Alright. There we go. Whoever can get from the center to there fastest wins. I'll do a shout out. If that matters. Wow.
Turn back.
For R.
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that
Not
I'm
have been
brave.
possible without following individuals.
Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles and miles and miles.
So get some.
And you're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back, turn back.
Alright. Whisper. Backwards. I like the sound of that fire. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Really, I mean it. If you actually watched all this, comment, please. Please comment saying that you watched all this, and I will give you such a huge freaking thumbs up. High five, whatever. Alright, well, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Comments are always welcome. And, get fingered. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button above me. I think it's above me. Right, wherever. Or, if you want to see another video, click right here. Maybe right here. I don't know. It might be there. There or there. Who knows? Alright, I'm just going to wait for you to click on one of those things, okay? Alright. There's nothing cool going to happen. I'm just waiting for about 5 more seconds. 1,
It's kind of weird how
2,
this is set up.
3, 4, 5.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, well, see ya!